Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Grimaldi podcast. We pushed this week back to Sunday for a reason. And that reason is that I wanted to keep an eye on the Iranian regime falling. And that is what's going on right now. So, right now, after Donald Trump took out the dictator, Nicolas Maduro, many other countries, including Cuba and Iran, are now pushing for their own freedom. And it's a beautiful thing to see. But the Democrats are obviously going to condemn anything that is positive and anything that would make America look good and make America look strong. These people, they want America to look weak, and this is what they do. So I'm going to continue on here to this one here. Right now, it's a bad day to be a dictator. Okay. The Iranians, Khamenei, this guy has cut off all of the power, cut off everything to the Iranian people right now. And that's what they've done. Now check this one out. Check this video out here. So this one is of the Iranian people doing things that they would not have been able to do under that regime. And so freedom is in fact coming. So check this one out here. No masks. No women masks. Not allowed prior to this weekend in there because it was all Islamic. They were oppressing women, they were oppressing everything. So then once Donald Trump took Nicolas Maduro, they knew that this was their time. And the president has said that he is behind the Iranian people and the freedom fighters. But the Iranian government has since then shut down all of the power and all of the internet in Iran because they're hoping that the killings that they're doing to their own people won't get out to the Western media, because Donald Trump has said, and the man knows his red lines. We're talking about a red line, not the Obama red line, where he says, Bashar al-Assad, you cross this and, you use weapons of mass destruction or chemical weapons on your people, then there's going to be consequences. And then he did it, and then he goes, well, we'll put it to a vote to the American people. Everyone knew Obama was weak. Donald Trump is not. He sets a red line. He says, this is what you are not going to cross. And if you cross it, you're fucked. You're done. Well, he started doing this. And so they turned off all the power. Like I said, they turned off all the internet. And so there's no lights. There's no nothing. Well, the Iranians are coming up with their own. Check this out. So there's a lot of good things going on in the world, and a lot of them are because of the consequential presidency. None of this would be happening if Kamala Harris had stolen the election like she planned. But going to Minnesota now, where the Democrats have this thing, right, where everything that they like to tell people to do is bad advice. It's horrible advice. If you want advice, you do not turn to the godless sodomites of the Democrat Party, okay? And I say this because the Democrats, first, they come out and they say, okay, if your child thinks it's transgender, we're going to do that behind your back and not notify you as a parent in the California school system. So they're ruining these kids' lives because they go, hey, guess what? Maybe you're a boy. Oh, maybe you're a girl. Or maybe you just don't know yet. Okay, so we're just going to throw out all the biology textbooks, and we're going to let the preschool teacher decide what gender our kid is. Okay. But, again, Democrats have been pushing this violence against ICE and law enforcement for a while, and we all knew how it was going to end. Many of us said, hey, if you keep saying this shit, there's going to be violence, there's going to be people, there's going to be some nut jobs that act out and do some crazy things, and some violence. Well, continuing before that, we got the Somali fraud going on. And it's finding out now that the Somali fraud daycares we're all laundered back to the Democrat Party. Go figure. Again, check this one out.
That is so alarming is the reporting that many of these fraudulent companies are then donating the stolen money back to the same Democrats that are protecting them and advocate for these very programs. Is that correct, Mr. Hudson?
I would agree with that statement.
Well, we just had one of my Democrat colleagues said these are just opinions. Do you know, are these guys donating money back to Democrats?
Yes, they are.
I'd like to enter into the record, Mr. Chairman, an article from Breitbart News saying, with the title being Database Searches Show Somali Fraudsters Funding Democrat Politicians. So these aren't opinions.
Without objection.
It's actually reporting on this. Are you guys aware? You guys are elected officials in Minnesota, right? Are you guys aware of the reporting that some of the stolen money is getting funneled back to the...
So it got funneled back to the Democrats, and we know this now, and a lot of that money also got funneled over to our adversaries, ISIS and all these crazy Muslim things that hate our country. Now, the Democrats are outraged over an ICE killing, over an ICE shooting of a woman who tried to run the officer over with her vehicle. The woman tried to commit vehicular homicide against a law enforcement person. And this person, this agent, fired 2 defensive shots, killed the woman. The Democrats are now trying to make this woman out to be George Floyd. Again, they pick the worst people, the dumbest people, but this woman was clearly mentally ill. You can tell it in her eyes. And as we find out more about this woman, she left her kids with the husband to go run off with some lesbian lover who is in this video telling her, drive, honey, drive. Basically telling him like, hey, run over the agents. But I digress. There was a lot of mental illness there. And people are saying, well, you don't know. Shut up. If you think you're a man and you're a woman, there's mental illness there. And we need to say that what it is. But this is the video of the woman. And this is the one that they are bitching about, but they need to kind of grow up here because this was the first video they released on the internet. And the reason I show that is because like it's not hard, but that was the first one that they sent, and they just said, hey, I shot a woman, an unarmed woman. You know, they're trying to do the unarmed stuff again, trying to say, oh, she's a mother, the same way they did, you know, with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, how he was the Maryland man, when he turned out to be a gang member and a trafficker. But they're dumb. They do these knee-jerk reactions to everything. And here's an angle of the lady actually trying to run over the police officer. And then this was the one that they were like, okay, this is the one that they didn't want to get out. But look at this. This is a clear video of it.
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking God! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you do? You all are fucking criminals!
No, you're the criminal.
Criminals!
Get the fuck out of the road.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What are you doing? Get the fuck out of the way of law enforcement, you dumb
You
broad.
are fucking insane!
What did you do?
You! Shame! 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 Dude, what's happening to her? What happened?
She tried to run over a law enforcement person, and she got shot.
Dude.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Okay. Dude, you shot her. I'm trying to help. No.
You're not trying to help.
You
Get out of here,
fucking
lady.
shot someone in the fucking face. You shot someone in the fucking face. Do you have a conscience? Do you?
Okay, so I've heard enough from that lady. But the point of the matter is, that woman had kids. She had a former husband. And something tells me that if she was home with her husband and kids, this would have never happened. But Democrats are trying to make this out that, oh, she was run over by, he wasn't even run over. Okay, why are you blocking law enforcement? Why are you obstructing? Now, I'm not going to say that this isn't a tragedy. It really is. My heart breaks for her family. But you can tell that there was some mental illness there. And when she tried to drive over the law enforcement that was in front of her, or flee after she was clearly under arrest, when he said, get out of the car, she tried to drive away. But the fact of the matter is, this is what I'm talking about. The Democrats push this type of behavior. They encourage this behavior. And the fact of the matter is it's getting dangerous, and it's costing people their lives. The Democrats, when they give you advice or they tell you to get out there and fight and do all of this stuff, it's never in your best interest to do so. Never. Ever. So the Democrats are out there ruining people's lives because they're the easiest ones to influence to get out and do this. And they want to be able to say, well, look at what's going on. Look at this whole picture. Well, that ICE officer was dragged by a vehicle earlier this year because of some Democrat saying, oh, let's go get them. Let's go get those ICE agents. But these people, they're the criminals. And if you check this one out. This one
According
here,
to a federal complaint, agents
dragged.
were executing a warrant for 39-year-old Roberto Carlos Munoz. They say Munoz entered the country unlawfully, and he also pled guilty to fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct back in 2023 for abusing a minor. Tuesday morning, agents pulled him over. Court documents say he repeatedly refused to comply before a federal agent took out his spring-loaded window punch with his right hand and broke the driver's side rear window. These images show the officer's hand in the vehicle. In this video, you can see the driver take off with the agent hanging from the car, dragging him 300 feet through front yards. These graphic images show the aftermath. A bloody agent who needed 33 stitches for his significant cuts. And now a political battle with a top Homeland Security official criticizing Governor Tim Walz, posting on X, instead of comparing ICE law enforcement to the Gestapo, Walz should be thanking our brave law enforcement. The Department of Justice says a request for Munoz to be held after that 2022 arrest was, quote, not honored by local authorities.
Unreal.
And Munoz was released.
Again, like the Democrats, they incite the violence. So that was the guy that I was just talking about. That was the incident where the officer was dragged behind the car. That was the guy that just made the shot, that just shot this lady. Now, he was dragged behind a car when he said before, get out of the fucking car. These people, they flee because they have nothing to lose. They don't have the rights that traditional U.S. citizens have. So the Democrats, because they consider them future voters, and it's so disgraceful that that's what you need to do when your policies are so bad that you feel the need to completely bring in a new voting constituent and disenfranchise everybody else. I can't imagine why Americans didn't vote for Kamala in 2024 when that was the bullshit that they were pushing. We wouldn't even have a country anymore if it wasn't for some of these steps that the president was taking right now. But I digress. Here's the angle that the media did not want you to see. This was the one, that officer that was almost run over finally released his body cam footage. And this is what we have right here. So, nope, this is actually another one, but this is a different video. This is slow motion. Check this out. Tries to run him over. She's going right at him. So enough of the slow motion sounds there. That was kind of obnoxious. But this is actually the one that that the Democrats don't want you to see. But in that video, you can clearly see that they were going straight at the officer when she gunned it. Now, this one here is the video is of his body cam that everyone should see. But this one here, check this out. This is the body cam footage of the officer that was actually almost run over. Check this out. Look at mental illness in those eyes.
I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Whoa!
We're gonna watch it one more time because it's that important that everybody sees this. She clearly tried it. Look how fast it happens too. And then you see her lesbian lover talking trash right to his face.
That's fine, dude.
But you can tell the mental illness in their eyes when they talk.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every
That's
morning,
mental illness.
just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out
This
of
is
the
where a lesbian lover goes, hit it, drive, drive.
Out of the car.
Whoa!
So you need to really sit back in this one and go, is the media really telling the truth about what's really happened there? Because for everything that I saw, you saw how fast it happened, and she clearly gunned it right at him. He dived out of the way before he pulled the trigger a couple times. It was like in the same motion. But the fact of the matter is that these Democrats, they keep enticing and they keep encouraging this behavior. And it's dangerous to everybody, not just the people that whose lives they're ruining, but to the actual citizens of the people around. You know, it's just disgusting what the Democrats have done, damning ICE agents. But check this out. Here's a teacher who was talking some trash to some ICE agents as well when they came to her classroom to come and get one of the kids. I mean, obviously, you deport a family, you got to get the kid with them too. So here it goes.
Not coming in here.
Ma'am, we just need
I said no. This is a school. You're not about to harass my students. Get the fuck out of here before I stick my foot in your ass. I'm not playing with you. No, you are not coming in here.
Ma'am, we just need
I said no. This is a school. You're not about to harass my students. Get the fuck out of here before I stick my foot in your ass. I'm not playing with you.
Like, who the fuck do these people think they are? When law enforcement tells you to do something, you do it. It's no ma'am, yes sir, you know, all of the above, with respect. But Democrats have been just promoting this kind of behavior. Here's another video of them promoting this type of behavior. It's sickening. But look at this. Look what these people are doing to ICE agents.
Fuck you! Fuck you! You're gonna fucking die, bitch! Fuck you!
You hear that in the background? The lady said, "We're going to get your address and come after you and your kids." And she means it too. That's what the Democrats do. They thug people around and do what they want to do. They get the masses to go mob someone's house. We saw that with Kavanaugh. Brett Kavanaugh of the Supreme Court.
Hey, everyone on the sidewalk across the street! I just want to make sure you are aware of the risk we are taking on right now. We are not allowed to be on that side of the street. If you want to be there, that is your prerogative, but you could be arrested for being over there. They will unleash pepper spray on you. We have had.
So I guess my point of the whole thing is like, look what the ICE is having to deal with just being demonized. And like, the situation doesn't get any better by the Democrats demonizing law enforcement. It doesn't do anything. But moving on here, So continuing on, and I think a lot of that too has to do with that the Democrats don't want to talk about that Somali fraud, so that they'd rather talk about this ICE shooting, because the Democrats know that they got caught again with like Act Blue and all these things. And why is it always the Democrat Party always funneling money and laundering money through all these crazy organizations that come from taxpayer dollars? It'd be kind of interesting to do the investigation to see who set that up and whose administration that blew up under. Because I would guess probably Obama. But as I've talked about on previous episodes of previous podcasts, now that we have all this information constantly coming out about the 2020 election, there's more evidence that that Joe Biden did not get 81 million votes. Everybody in America is supposed to pretend like Joe Biden was the most popular president of all time with 81 million votes, and then magically can't put any money together to put together his presidential library because he's such a disgraced president. He was one of the most corrupt and vile creatures to ever step into the White House. And anytime somebody calls Donald Trump corrupt, it's kind of disingenuous coming from the party that had Joe Biden and wanted to run him again. But continuing on, I bring this on, excuse me, I bring this up because this last week we had January 6th. And the Democrats are still doing this kind of crazy shit. Still doing this. But before we get to January 6th, I want to play this one last video because I think I missed it. But this one here is J.D. Vance saying exactly what I basically just said, was that these people need to stop promoting violence to law enforcement. They really do. They need to stop promoting this. But this is J.D. Vance.
And I think that is the most disgusting thing. The very people who keep us safe ought to be honored and protected and praised by Democrats and Republicans alike. It is time to stop the rhetorical assault on law enforcement. Because here's what happens. Because here's what happens when Democrats like Gavin Newsom did say that these people are part of an authoritarian government. When the left-wing media lies about what they're doing, when they lie about who they're arresting, when they lie about the actual job of law enforcement, what they're doing is encouraging crazy people to go and commit violence. You don't have to agree with my immigration policies. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies. But if your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America.
And he is 100% right. Now, back to my January 6th talk. Long story short, quit demonizing law enforcement. They're doing their jobs. They're doing the laws that our people have passed, that our elected officials passed. So if you want to get mad at law enforcement, get mad at the elected officials who put those laws into place. Anyways, here are Democrats trying to say that January 6th was just as bad as 9/11. Now, let's show the videos. Because remember, they released these to Tucker Carlson. And this is when they booted Tucker Carlson and they sued to get him off because they knew the Democrats got caught in their lie. But check this one out.
Go throughout history. December 7th, 1941. September 11th, 2001. And January 6th, 2021. The violent assault that took place here. The very fact of how close we came to an election overturned. Certain dates echo throughout history. December 7th, 1941.
But I mean, it's just so disingenuous, right? Like, these people lie through their teeth when you have people opening the doors, letting them in, and then you arrest these people and try to ruin their lives. Like, Nancy Pelosi has more blood on her hands than anybody in Congress. And the fact that she's about to leave Congress without being arrested or have any type of lawsuit against her is disgraceful. But this is a fucking nasty one. Going back with the crazy shit that the Democrats pushed, that men can be women and women can be men. And this attack that they did on the kids of America, trying to say like, oh, you're a tranny, you don't know what gender you are. Well, this is what it is. This is a man who was caught jacking off in a female bathroom, and this lady, you just got to see this. This is so fucking crazy. So they show the shadow of what this guy's doing, and this girl's like, what the fuck? Okay, so can we, like, admit that this is just a sexual, like, deviancy? Like, you want to go into a women's bathroom dressed as a woman and jack off? Like, get the fuck out of here. And the fact is that Democrats are, like, okay with this. This is what they think is okay. So they get the manager and shit, and they confront this guy.
You're better off using that bathroom though, because she felt uncomfortable.
I'm feeling uncomfortable.
This tranny goes, I'm feeling uncomfortable.
We're really comfortable touching.
You're in the fucking women's bathroom, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Like,
well, listen.
Come on, dog.
Listen, you saw my shadow. That doesn't mean anything. I was in here. I was leaving myself.
The shadow doesn't mean anything. Unbelievable.
Okay, pal.
What a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Okay, pal. Okay, pal. Whatever you say. Come on, baby.
No.
Let's go.
Hey, y'all gonna call the cops or do something about this? Cause this is.
We already informed our manager.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to make sure this properly gets handled, bro. Because this is crazy work.
I would like you to talk to the manager because I already talked to her about her being here because people have a problem with me being here, and that's why I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Bro, we have a video of what you were doing, bro. The shadow says it all, bro. Don't act innocent, bro. I saw the fucking video. I was on FaceTime watching you, bro. That's fucking crazy work, bro. You're in the fucking females' locker room beating your dick, bro. Come on, bro. That is some weird ass fucking shit. Doesn't matter who you are. That's inappropriate to be doing with females around. Listen, as somebody with a fucking penis, I'm not gonna walk into the women's bathroom and jack my shit, bro. It doesn't matter if I'm fucking gay or if I'm fucking trans. That is so inappropriate. That is far beyond the fucking lines, bro.
Say what you want. I was in the stall, right?
Hey, nobody's gonna hurt you, bro. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
It
We're
doesn't
just
matter
letting
that you're in the stall. It is inappropriate. Do that shit at home. Don't go be in a public fucking place. Bro, do you go to the Taco Bell bathroom and jack off, bro? What the fuck is wrong with you,
Mental
bro?
illness. You can just tell by his hand motions that he's mentally ill.
Right, minors, like.
You guys, I was in the stall.
It does not fucking matter, bro.
You're not harassing me when I'm in the stall.
You were in the women's bathroom.
I'm allowed to be in here.
Doesn't matter if you're allowed to be in here. You're not allowed to fucking jerk off in here, bro. That is so fucking weird. Bro, we have video fucking proof.
Are you allowed to video people in the stall? No. So why are you...
It doesn't fucking matter. You are a male in the fucking female bathroom jerking your fucking penis, bro.
I'm a transgender.
It does not fucking matter. You have a
transgender.
fucking
Get the
penis
fuck
and
out
you
of
are
here.
jerking off in the female bathroom.
I was not jerking off.
Yes, you were. We have a fucking video of it, bro. I was on FaceTime.
What were you doing? What were you doing?
I was drying off, like I just said.
Yes. For how many minutes straight you were drying
Oh,
off?
so that was you in the shower. Right.
I was in the shower.
Yeah, right.
Bro, let's be on some real fucking shit right now, bro.
The real shit is you were filming me in the stall, and you're saying that I was doing something wrong.
Yes, you were fucking jerking off, bro.
Can you guys listen to this? He was filming me.
It's alright. We got you on camera. Like, you're in the women's bathroom jerking off. That's in the one. It's good. The manager will handle it. Maybe the cops, however they choose to handle it, is how they handle it. It's good. It's fine. Let's go, babe. Have a blessed night, you guys. Sorry about that.
Unreal. And the girl posted that up to TikTok because it was like so egregious. But like, that's the type of weird shit that should not be happening. You know, how hard is it to use a fucking family bathroom? You have them men's, women's, and then you got the family one for in case a woman needs to like change her kid's diaper and shit that you can actually lock. And it's a single bathroom just for you. But instead, we're doing this in the public bathroom. Dude, this makes people uncomfortable. And they go, well, you're making the tranny uncomfortable. Okay, so the transgender person's feelings in this matter more than the mass of the women whose safe space that is supposed to be? I don't get it. And I probably never will, but that's what these people do. So, Marco Rubio puts on a masterclass here. Donald Trump goes in, nabs Nicolas Maduro, and it throws a lot of the dictators. Bad day to be a dictator here in America. But this one here is Marco Rubio going off on just a masterclass performance.
He's still in place. The defense minister, who has deep ties to Russia, $15 million price on his head, he is still in place. I'm confused. Are they still wanted by the United States? Why didn't you arrest them if you are taking out the narco-terrorist regime?
You're confused? I don't know why that's confusing to you.
They're still in power.
It's very simple. You're not going to go in and wrap up. But you can't go. You're going to go in and suck up 5 people. They're already complaining about this one operation. Imagine the howls we would have from everybody else if we actually had to go and stay there 4 days to capture 4 other people. We got the top priority. The number one person on the list was the guy who claimed to be the president of the country that he was not. And he was arrested along with his wife, who was also indicted. And that was a pretty sophisticated and frankly complicated operation.
It was.
It is not easy to land helicopters in the middle of the largest military base in the country. The guy lived on a military base. Land within 3 minutes, kick down his door, grab him, put him in handcuffs, read him his rights, put him in a helicopter, and leave the country without losing any American or any American assets. That's not an easy mission. And you're asking me why didn't we do that in 5 other places at the same time? I mean, that's absurd. I do think this is one of the most, daring, complicated, sophisticated missions this country has carried out in a very long time. Tremendous credit to the U.S. military personnel who did it. It was unbelievable, and tremendous success. And today, an indicted drug trafficker who was not the legitimate president of Venezuela, who we don't recognize, the Biden administration didn't recognize, 60-something countries don't recognize, the European Union doesn't recognize, and many countries in Latin America don't recognize. He was a indicted drug trafficker. He was arrested. His wife was arrested, also
but the others who are also indicted are still
system of courts.
The others who are also indicted are still in place. So that's the point of my questioning there. But you talked about not being the legitimate
president. So you wanted
president.
us to land in 5 other military bases?
No, I'm asking why you chose that this was the limit of the military operation. But to your point that you just made, that Maduro was not the legitimate president.
He was the guy who was claiming to be the president.
Right. Well, the opposition...
He was the top target.
Like, talk about not getting it. Like, what a stupid fucking question. Hey, you guys did this amazing military feat. That's like saying, hey, when Obama went in to take out so-called Bin Laden, right? When they went and they got him and they killed him, why didn't they take out all of his top brass, all the top commanders as well? Well, because they were only going after the one person that posed the biggest threat. The person that was in charge. They want to cut the head off the snake. But it's just crazy. And okay, so my next video here, this is very good, the way that this breaks down. But this here is how the operation went down. Check this.
Capture a high-value target when the whole world is watching. You create a masterclass in deception. The CIA set the stage with a single building as bait and filled the sky with 150 aircraft to create a deafening sonic shield for the helicopters to drop Delta forces. F-35s lit up the perimeter, turning night into day. By the time the dust settled, the helicopters had already touched down and Maduro was gone. We'll also look at how the US uses the F-35 jets and its Navy to launch a large-scale attack, all in the video ahead. In the dead of night, that is 2 in the morning, the lights went out in Caracas. By 5 a.m., the president of Venezuela was gone. But how US played a deception games. While the whole world were focused on the aircraft carriers in the Caribbean, a shadow war was being fought on the ground. This wasn't an invasion, it was a surgical extraction. We finally have the declassified timeline of how US forces breached the heart of Caracas and extracted Nicolas Maduro. Let's start with step 1. The setup. This didn't happen overnight. For months, the US had been tightening a naval quarantine around Venezuela. The US Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group and the US Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group were parked off the coast. The pretext was clear. The US designated the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state, specifically targeting the drugs lords, but while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window, a moment where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable. Step 2. The strike. It began at exactly 2 in the morning Venezuelan Standard Time. High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses. Like these Russian S-300 missiles located all over the strategic high-value target. With the skies clear, the path opens for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight towards the mission. Here comes the deception as the helicopters flew. The jets started firing with more strikes as it hit Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center, and La Carlova Air Base, destabilizing Venezuelan air support. Reports from the ground described widespread explosions and a sudden communications blackout. The chaos wasn't the goal, it was the cover. But how did the raid happen? We have to look at step 3. Under the cover of darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. But what is the exact unit tasked with the mission? It is the Delta Force, one of the most elite secretive special forces units in the US military. Witnesses in Caracas reported low-flying aircraft skimming the rooftops, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fort Tuna complex. Resistance from the Venezuelan Presidential Guard was swift but ultimately futile, as the helicopters lay cover fire. The operators moved with surgical speed, landing on multiple points. But how exactly the capture and extraction happened? For this, let's look at step 4. Specialized helicopters hovered over the objective to insert the assault team. While dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppression fire, the Delta Special Forces descended and started the search for the high-value targets. How did they find him? Simple. The CIA had planted spy inside Nicolas Maduro close circle. While back in the US, Delta Force built an exact replica of his safe house, rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded. While operators breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guard. Using blowtorch, they caught him before he could even lock all the doors. Maduro's shock and awe froze him as Delta Force reached the compound. Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were physically secured. This wasn't a negotiation. They were detained and immediately moved to the extraction point. These aircraft are capable of performing urban extractions from buildings and refueling in midair. Within minutes, they were airborne, leaving Venezuelan airspace and heading to a secure floating staging base in the Caribbean. This Operation Southern Spear has changed the geopolitical map of South America overnight. But wait, before after the extractions, there were reports of F-35 jets also leading the tip of the spear for the attack. We'll look how the United States used F-35 jets instead of F-16s for operations in Venezuela, because this is a well-organized and militarized Venezuela has positioned advanced Russian S-300 missile systems, Chinese radar networks, integrated Russian air defenses, and Shahed drones along its borders. This creates a highly lethal and challenging environment that older S-16s would struggle to survive. As stated, around 150 aircrafts and a massive 8 U.S. destroyers were stationed there. It also has 3 amphibious aircraft carrier and surveillance plane to turn it into a massive command and control juggernaut capable of overcoming a modern military's air defenses. Signals a readiness to counter Venezuela's entire air defense network if necessary. But why Venezuela Air Force failed to intercept? As of 2025, Venezuela's fighter jet fleet consists mainly of approximately 21 Sukhoi Su-30 multirole fighters delivered by Russia between 2006 and 2008, which now form the backbone of their combat air power. Additionally, they maintain about 5 operational S-16 Fighting Falcons from an older batch, including 3 single-seat S-16As and 2 two-seat S-16Vs. These S-16s are aging and suffer from limited maintenance and part support due to U.S. sanctions. Although, how do you capture a high-value target?
And that is how it was done. And she says, well, why don't you get the other 2 targets while you were there? Like, what are you talking about, lady? But I thought that was absolutely amazing. Absolutely crazy. But you have just like the Democrats that are against it. They're against everything that we do. This one here is Stephen Miller, again, puts on a masterclass performance for and against Jake Tapper. So check this one out.
First of all Venezuela experts agree, that it would be absurd and preposterous for us to suddenly fly her into the country and to put her in charge. And the military would follow her, and the security forces would follow her. This is not.
So it's a pretext to this. So you have the woman that won the election, and then Maduro did not, and they kept her out of power. Then you have the vice president who's now playing ball with the United States because she knows you either play ball or you're going to die. But in this right here, Jake Tapper asks, why aren't you putting the elected one in power? Here we go.
It's not even a serious question.
So should there be an election?
Let me, if you give me the floor for 30 seconds, let me tell you what we are doing here, Jake. The United States, this is sort of foundational. The United States is using its military to secure our interests unapologetically in our hemisphere. We're a superpower, and under President Trump, we are going to conduct ourselves as a superpower. It is absurd that we would allow a nation in our own backyard to become the supplier of resources to our adversaries, but not to us, to hoard weapons from our adversaries, to be able to be positioned as an asset against the United States rather than on behalf of the United States.
Sovereign countries shouldn't be able to do what they want to do.
The Monroe Doctrine and the Trump Doctrine is all about securing the national interests of America. For years, we sent our soldiers to die in deserts in the Middle East to try to build them parliaments, to try to build them democracies, to try to give them more oil, to try to give them more resources. The future of the free world, Jake, depends on America being able to assert ourselves and our interests without apology. This whole period that happened after World War II, where the West began apologizing and groveling and begging
I don't even
and
know,
engaging in these
honestly,
mass
what you're talking
reparation
about right
schemes.
now.
What I'm talking about, Jake, is the idea. And by the way, I know you love doing that smarmy thing, Jake, and I was hoping to be better than that this time.
I asked you about if there should be an election.
Exactly.
I asked you if there would be an election in Venezuela. That's what I asked. I said, why was the president so quick to dismiss Machado? You answered that question. And then I said,
the objective, Jake, is security and stability for the people of Venezuela. With our help and leadership, that country will become more prosperous than it has ever been in its whole history. Venezuelans
but the
will
woman
be richer
running Venezuela
and
right
safer
now is
and
part
more
of the Maduro
secure and
regime.
better off. There will be conversations, Jake, about all of these guideposts along the way. The reason why I was giving you that speech, which I know you didn't want to hear, is because you're approaching this from the wrong frame. This neoliberal frame that the United States' job is to go around the world and demanding immediate elections be held everywhere, immediately, all the time, right away. To create these vacuums.
That's not what I think, but you invaded the country. We went into the country and we seized the leader of Venezuela.
Damn straight we did.
And I'm saying,
we're not going to let.
So is the U.S. going to have new elections?
Jake, is that we're not going to let Tim Pot communist dictators send rapists into our country, send drugs into our country, send weapons into our country.
Okay.
And we're not going to let a country fall into the hands of our adversaries. The future of Venezuela, working with America, is going to be so bright and so incredible and so positive, and we'll have a conversation about everything that you raised. But the priority right now, as the president has made clear, is a judicious, thoughtful, careful transition process to secure a great future for Venezuela and to secure a great future for America.
All right.
So let's just take a moment and just acknowledge, Jake, that what we've witnessed under President Trump's leadership this last week is one of the greatest foreign policy and military victories this country has ever had.
Jake Tapper acts like, why are you treating me like this? Because you lied through most of the other presidencies, and it's amazing that these people still have their job. But it's crazy to see how bad and where the bad eggs really are. So you can see the amazing operation. You can see how there's finally freedom in Venezuela. That freedom is starting to spread all over the world, to Iran, all of that. And in this whole thing, you have the Somali delegation to the United Nations that condemns the United States taking Maduro. Check this one
out. Good morning, everybody. The 10,085th meeting of the Security Council is called to an order. As this is the first formal meeting of the Security Council this year, I should like to extend my warm wishes on the new year to all members of the Security Council, the United Nations, and the Secretariat. In presiding over this first formal meeting of the Council in 2026, I'm happy to welcome the new members, Bahrain, Colombia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Latvia. Good morning, everybody. The 10,000.
So I guess we never got there, but these people are, they condemn everything. The United Nations, they decided to condemn the taking of Maduro. And these people are nuts. They're just stupid. And they have, I mean, I just don't understand it. Like, you have, like, there is not much that Donald Trump has done that I don't agree with. I mean, like, this whole ICE thing could have been completely avoided had the Democrats not decided to open the borders to the world, to anybody who wanted to come here. But we forgot, and the Biden forgot, not we, but like, there's homeless people out there that need these programs, and you get the Somalis that end up fucking taking advantage of it. Like, there are Americans that need this, and the Democrats don't seem to give a shit about the Americans, and that's where their biggest detriment is. So I'm gonna leave you with this one here. This is Alex Stein. This one's freaking hilarious, but he's asking for some money from just watch this. This is hilarious.
Help. Don't you think he needs help? I need help.
This is a rally in support of Ukraine.
Yeah, but what about the homeless people right here in America?
We have problems in America.
Don't you think $100 billion to Ukraine is a lot?
In this case, I'm simply asking this of Congress. Are you asking Congress for this?
Yeah, I think they should help the homeless instead of giving hundreds of billions of dollars to the Ukraine.
Putin has been threatening to attack other countries, including the United States.
Do you have any money? Do you want to give him any money? You don't want to give him any money? Give me some of that Ukraine money.
I'm someone who attends these rallies every day.
But he's struggling. He's struggling right now. He's actually struggling.
Right.
Do you need help? Don't you think he needs help?
Man needs help. The man needs help. Man, that was funny. So I digress. That is the show for this week. Just keep, with all this crazy shit that's going on in the world, just keep your mind and your heart focused on Christ and on God. And everything else will turn out the way that it's supposed to be. But right now, it seems like there's a party out there in the United States that just decides to cling to the opposite of everything that Donald Trump says. Remember, he was a Nazi dictator that has done more for Israel. I know, that makes a whole lot of sense. But don't let, God says that God finds happiness and grace in the truth. And that is what you should always be after, is the truth. And so, like I said, keep your eyes focused, and your eyes, your mind, your heart focused on Christ, doing the right things. And hopefully we can help these people that need the help. We need to get some of these people help. Like, for example, the woman I showed today that was killed in Minneapolis by ICE agents. We need to help the mentally ill. We need to help the poor. But we can't do that while we're giving millions and billions of dollars to all these other countries, or letting people rip us off like in Somalia, or like in the Somalis in the United, or in Minnesota. So all I can say is keep the faith, keep doing the right things, keep your eyes and your heart on God, because that is where it should be, and always stay focused on the truth. And that's all we give here at the Drew Grimaldi Podcast. This was a Sunday show. We'll be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. I appreciate everybody watching this week, and God bless all you guys. Take care.